Hello, everyone. I am Jessica Koch, and this is Profound Professionals. I have had the joy and the honor of over 5 years of interviewing amazing, interesting, out-of-the-box thinkers from all over the world. And they are not just profound in their industry and in what they do in their work, but they also have causes and things they care about that support the community, families, and the world as whole. So profound professionals having a profound global impact on the world. And today our guest is Lynn Himmelamn, and she is a life transformation mentor. She's been accelerating the healing and the waking of thousands of individuals and organizations through a powerful synergy of forgiving and laughing. Oh, laughing is so healing. I love laughing yoga. And she's been doing this for more than 2.5 decades. She is a sought after expert in resolving trauma, anxiety, and complicated relationship conflicts. Well, relationships are just complicated anyway. I'm the Italian mother of 7. I'm with the love of my life for almost 24 years now. And so we are super happy to welcome and have Lynn on our show today. So welcome, Lynn.
Thank you so much, Jessica. It's a delight to be here.
So tell us, how did you get down the rabbit hole of being a life transformation mentor, dealing with trauma and conflicts? Because that just sounds like such a fun idea.
I know. It sounded like so much not fun that I years ago said, I don't know how people do that kind of thing. It's not something I would ever want to do. In fact, at the time that I was saying that, I was in the music profession. I was a professional opera singer, and I was teaching other people how to sing.
Which seems like a lot more fun than conflict resolution. I mean, I'm just going to say.
Actually, I've been having a lot more fun with this than I with the singing, with teaching the singing. Although I have to say I had fun with that too. But the fun moved to a whole new level, believe it or not, when I moved into this. Only because I was introduced to a very non-traditional way of dealing with this kind of stuff. And the way that I got introduced to that non-traditional stuff is that I was struggling in my own life. And in my career, things were starting to get harder and harder, not because I couldn't do it in terms of singing, but my body wasn't cooperating. There was something going on that I was not able to get to the bottom of. I had already been going around in circles for a good 20 years trying this, that, and everything to get a handle on it. And I just was going down the rabbit hole deeper and deeper. If you can imagine, like right now, my normal size is like 112 to 115. I'm 5'4". At that point in time, my body had deteriorated to the point where I was 89 pounds. I was just like a walking skeleton, and I ate like a horse. I would eat enough food. I would eat enough food for a 6'4" football player.
Now, this is a problem other women are going to be very angry about you, so they don't really want to hear it. But I'll
tell you, it's the thing that sometimes women don't appreciate, that it can be one end of the spectrum where you can't keep it off, and then the other end of the spectrum where you can't keep it on to the point where it's life-threatening.
I understand.
Yeah.
I love that you're taking this approach of forgiveness and laughing. And what a off the wall idea to say, wouldn't it be interesting for counseling sessions to have not just forgiveness and not just laughing, but also singing, right? What if we incorporated, how hard would it be to be mad at you if I had to sing to you how what you just did made me feel instead of speak it to you, right? So
I love it.
So when you don't answer my calls, it really hurts my feelings. Like, how mad could you be if you're singing?
Yeah, really.
I feel like we're on to something here. I think there might be something to this, because
there might be.
The singing to each other would make you laugh, right? You can't, I mean, look, I just did it. You couldn't help but laugh at the idea. So what an interesting thought. I think we might be cooking. Hey, I get bonus points and credit for coming up with that. I'm just going to say.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Jessica Koch. Yeah, compliments of Jessica Koch.
That's right. I want royalties because that is a brilliant idea.
Well,
So
indeed.
what
Well,
is
I have thought about and even said at one point in time, that I actually moved off the stage representing, operatic drama onto the real life stage and dealing with real life drama and ending the drama and bringing it to a happy resolution so that, instead of the tragic endings, we would have the happy ever
yeah,
after
so from an
endings.
opera tragedy, you'd have the pop star, fun, happy, uplifting music, right? So it
That's
would be a
right.
musical transformation. So
Indeed.
what is it like for individuals or families or people to work with you? So do they work with you in person, virtually, in groups, one-on-one? What's that process look like?
All the above. Yeah.
Yes to everything.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I mean, before, 3 years earlier, I was all in person, and
Mhm.
I'm still mostly like face to face, live, in the moment is the way that I work best. I don't have, a lot of kind of downloadable online stuff
Right.
yet. I'll get there. But yeah, the best way to work with me is in the moment, face to face, either on
Is
a
it
Zoom
typically
screen.
one-to-one or is it small groups or how does that look?
Yeah, small groups or face to face, one on one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all about intimacy and having that opportunity to feel safe to disclose, and in an atmosphere of confidentiality. So my groups are small. People tend to feel more at ease to
Mhm.
disclose in a smaller group
And are they
setting.
virtual groups or are they in person or both?
uh Hybrid. The
Yeah.
groups,
Yeah.
yeah, they could be either way. They could be just, it could be a group online, could be hybrid,
Mm.
where some people are in the room with me and some people are on the Zoom screen, and completely in person. So
And where are
yeah,
you physically located since you do some in-person things?
I am physically located in Toronto, Ontario, in
Mhm.
Canada.
Okay.
Yes.
And what's one thing families or relationships or people can do that could make their lives better, um, that they could take action on now?
Well, the simplest, most accessible, and quickest thing that you can access is laughter. And of course, we've already done a lot of that
Yes,
here.
we have.
um, but, I'm going to suggest that you approach it from the standpoint of not waiting for something to be funny, but to incorporate it in the most unlikely places, because laughter is the vehicle that will get you from where you are that you don't want to be to where you want to be. So if you just say, I don't feel like laughing because you don't like, I don't feel happy, so I don't want to laugh. Right. Well, that's actually an obstacle,
Mhm.
because the very thing that's going to get you to the place of feeling like laughing is the laughter. The laughter isn't the end result. The laughter is the vehicle. It's the car or the airplane or whatever that's going to transport you to, wow, I feel so much better.
I did a
So
laughing yoga session.
laughing. Yeah,
Yeah, with
just laughing and
someone.
not even waiting for something to be funny. Just,
Yeah.
you know what? Hey folks, things are getting heavy here. It's time to laugh.
It's very contagious. I
Yeah.
did a laughing yoga session and then I just decided afterwards, we have 7 children, our youngest is 11, and I had her come over with me and I just hit live on Facebook and I said, just laugh with me. And so we laughed and then we laughed harder and her laughter made my laughter hard. I mean, it just got very genuine and very contagious. Like it started out with, we were just like, ha ha ha, but then
Exactly.
it really went where we were truly genuinely laughing. And I just live streamed that because I figured somebody else out there needs a laugh too.
It's
So
true. That's it's beautiful when it unfolds that way. And then
yeah.
you get to really appreciate where it takes you.
That's right. That's right. So one of the other reasons we started Profound Professionals was because we love to spread awareness about causes and concepts and things that we should be thoughtful of. Sometimes just that top of mind is helpful. A lot of our guests talk about things, like, literacy and hunger and children, but always from a different perspective and a different way. It just continually reminds us to volunteer, to give, to share this with someone who might need to hear that or want to learn about it. And so what is a cause that you care about?
I care about how we're handling our garbage. And
it's a lot of stuff.
I'm a bit of a geek. I'm a bit of a geek around how much waste we're generating and what we can do to reduce, never mind recycle. Let's just start by reducing.
Using
and so I'm very passionate about that. I do what I can to reduce. I run an Airbnb, and I encourage the people who come to live with me to participate in that. That's awesome. And of course, so support whatever program is going on in your city or town. And when they send out their ads and they say, we need you to do this, do it. Yeah.
I don't know if it's trademarked or anything. So if it is, I'm sorry, but I think there's something like the reduce, reuse, recycle, and, just be a better.
Well, they use that in all the programs, but it's the first one, reduce.
Yes, reduce and be a good.
Because most people go straight to the recycle part.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and we always come up with creative ways to reuse different things that we've had already, and I'm also about redistributing, right?
That's the other one. Yeah.
Taking anything out that we have that someone else could be using in a more valuable way, and getting it out there. And I think that's really good too. So being a better, tenants of our beautiful planet here as we stay on this gorgeous planet Earth. Now, I also my listeners know I'm going to ask you. We're creating the ultimate inspiration book for both our life and growing our business. Books that help us improve our life or grow our business. So, what's a book that you would recommend that we can add to our list?
Oh, wow. I mean, there's so many amazing
I
books out
know.
there, but the one that came to me first, and I went and grabbed it off my shelf, is by Michael A. Singer, The Untethered Soul.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So, and that's kind of a personal development, personal growth book. So beautiful. Lynn, it has been such a joy to have you today and to learn about forgiveness and laughter and how that can really make a difference in our relationships and in our personal life and in our world, especially the laughter. So thank you so much for being here. And if you're watching, thank you for sharing this, because you just don't know who needed to hear Lynn's message today. And we want you to know that if you're a profound professional, please reach out to us, because we'd love to feature you on the show. But better yet, be the hero to someone else and to me, and introduce us to another profound professional, because then we can have them on the show as well. Now, before we say goodbye, I always like to ask our guests if you could share us just one last piece of information or inspiration. So what's your last thought, Lynn?
My last thought, the one that's coming to me in this moment, is do everything you can to master the art of letting go of any grievance you hold towards anyone, because even holding grievance even towards one person ultimately ricochets back to yourself, and it compromises how wonderfully and beautifully you can show up being the best, most beautiful, loving being that you're here to be.
I love that. And, I'll share just really quickly in 1 minute. Forgiveness is super powerful. And if you have something super, super big to forgive, of huge harm was done to you or someone that you love, one of the powerful meditations that helps me is imagining the person who harmed you as an infant, as a tiny, tiny baby, And for me personally, I imagine that baby being held by Jesus, but this baby could be held by anyone else that you love. It could be by a family member or someone else, a friend. But imagine the person who harmed you as an infant. It's really difficult to be angry at a newborn baby, and interact with that infant. Have them hold your finger and look at the baby and listen to the words of the person holding the baby. For me, like I said, it's Jesus, and they're saying, this is my child and I love them. I know that you've harmed them. Please try to find the space and the grace to forgive them. And, I think that's a really powerful meditation on forgiveness. And it was a meditation I was gifted, but it can work even if you don't, whatever your beliefs are, whether, just imagine it as just a person, but putting that person down to an infant is truly powerful. Again, Lynn,
yes.
Thank you so very much for being on our show together today. And it's been wonderful meeting you. As always, everyone, I'm Jessica Koch, your host of Profound Professionals. Please share, please come back again. And until next time, be kind to yourselves and be kind to each other. Thank you and goodbye, everybody.